can't believe that Julian Crane saved our daughter's life.
Yes, it's amazing, isn't it?
I mean, it's so out of character of him. I mean, but then again, he has been acting strange lately.
Right. Like when he told us to forget about the fact that Simone had wrecked his car.
Yeah, he said that we'd have to pay for the damages and that he was responsible for the accident. That he left his own keys in the car.
Doesn't sound like Julian Crane.
Not at all. And in the elevator, he saved Whitney's life. Not once, but twice. I mean, he even risked his own life to do it.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah. And that woman that he was talking about with Whitney, I mean, come on. I mean, what kind of woman would get involved with Julian Crane? I mean, this man has never loved anybody besides himself.
You loved me. That's what you were going to say, wasn't it? Admit it. Admit that you loved me as much as I loved you.
I feel sorry for the woman who got involved with Julian Crane.
Yeah, so do I.
Always hated the Cranes, especially Julian. I mean, he's always been such a pig to women, and I assumed that he was taking advantage of Whitney in the elevator.
I understand, T.C.
You know, I feel bad for beating him up, but I still hate him. And if he would ever touch you or anyone in my family, I would kill him.
I don't think you're going to have to worry about that, honey. I don't think Julian's ever going to forget the beating that you gave him.
And he shouldn't forget. Just thinking about that woman he was involved with, she must be really hating herself right now. I wonder if she's married.
What if she is?
Come on, honey, think about it. How do you think her husband will react if he found out that she had an affair with Julian Crane?
I don't know. And maybe if he really loved her enough, he would accept it. He would realize that she was young and she'd just made a mistake.
No. No, any man who knew Julian Crane would not be able to forgive or forget if his wife had slept with Julian Crane. I think it would eventually destroy the marriage.
Julian.
Anyone like you. You could fight me, but I know you want me as much as I want you, don't you, Eve? Don't you? I'm so glad you're here. We have to talk about us, about our love.
What the hell are you talking about? I asked you a question, Julian. What the hell are you talking about?
T.C., please. Julian's condition is precarious.
I don't give a damn. I want to know what he meant when he said, I want to talk about us. There is no us with my wife.
T.C., can't you see that he's groggy from the pain medication? He doesn't know that he's talking to me. He probably thinks he's talking to the woman he told Whitney about.
That's exactly what I meant. I was thinking about the woman I loved, the woman that I let get away.
You see, T.C., Julian was just remembering the woman that he loved.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm sorry for jumping down his throat. But I still don't believe he's changed. I appreciate what you did for Whitney. I know that my daughter wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for you. And I am grateful to you, Julie.
Well, I did what any man would do under the circumstances.
T.C., I need to examine Julian before he goes to X-ray, so...
Sure, honey. I'll go find the girls and I'll see you later.
Okay. hell is the matter with you? Have I not told you a million times that if TC ever found out about our past, that he would kill you and he would never forgive me?
Sorry, Eve. I didn't know TC was here. I was still groggy.
Well, then you just gotta learn how to keep your mouth shut, Julian. I mean, just look at you. You're already half dead. What, do you have a death wish?
I see the patient is awake. Should I take him up to X-ray now, Dr. Russell?
Yes, please.
It's strange as mom's starting to hang out in bars and stuff.
Bars? What are you talking about?
We were just talking about how weird the night was, and it would be weirder if you were hanging out in bars, but that would never happen. I couldn't help remember what Julian was talking about, that woman in the elevator.
You know what? Whitney was just telling me about that. I wonder if it's somebody that still lives here in Harmony.
The tape.
What tape?
The tape that Julian listens to in his library. I mean, he was listening to the same tape and always seemed so depressed. He was listening to it the night of your accident. I mean, it was playing throughout the grounds.
I don't remember. I must have been too upset.
The tape of that woman. That's probably the woman that was the love of Julian's life. And he let her get away.
I can't imagine Julian Crane being a romantic.
Well, if we find out who was on that tape, we might be able to understand.
Well, I'm sure we all have better things to do than try to figure out who Julian was involved with in his past.
But, Mom, I think it's interesting. I mean, Julian never even seemed human to me before. I always thought of him as a predator or something.
Yeah, you got that right.
But when we were in that elevator, I saw another Julian. I mean, when he was talking about this woman, he was so vulnerable. You guys should have heard him. He must have loved that woman very much. And I think that he still loves that woman very, very much. And he also gave me some good advice on love. He said that if I was ever to find love, that I should never let it go.
Well, you know what, sweetheart? That is very good advice to apply to your tennis. Follow your dream. If you work hard, you will be rewarded. I'm just very curious about the woman who was such a big impression on Julian. That tape is the key.
Wait a minute. I think I've heard that song before. It was at the Seascape restaurant one day. Hey, it's just too bad you destroyed that tape, Dr. Russell. If you still had it, we could have listened to it and maybe figured out who that singer was.
Wait, I remember that night. I remember thinking that that singer sounded like Whitney.
Sweetheart, you destroyed the tape? Why would you do that? Why'd you destroy the tape, Eve?
I don't know. I mean, I hardly even remember. Well, I think I did it because, well, the music was so depressing. You know, everybody there was having some problem or other, and it just didn't seem appropriate to play music that was so depressing.
So you tore it up.
I know, I was overreacting, but I mean, at the time, it just seemed like the right thing to do. And I had heard Julian playing that song, and I just wanted it to be done, you know? Because anything that has anything to do with Julian is just disgusting.
Yeah, right about that.
That singer did sound like Whitney.
All right, we've got a cubicle for you now, Chad. You can go into cubicle C.
Chad, I'll send someone to take care of your stitches.
And I'll be in to help you in a minute.
Do you want me to go sit with you while they do it?
No, I'll be okay.
Okay, well, I'll go get some sodas. I'll be right back.
I need to talk to Chad. I have to talk to him.
Mr. Crane is back from X-ray, asking for you, Doctor.
Okay, I'll be right in to see him.
Wait a minute, Eve. I know you. And I know when something's wrong.
What are you talking about, sweetheart?
Things don't add up. Why are you so concerned about Julian? Why are you rushing up to see him? No matter what heroics he did, he's still Julian Crane, and he's still evil.
Honey, Julian is my patient. I can't let my personal feelings get in the way of my job.
So why don't you get him another doctor? Why are you so worried about him? Whatever Julian did, he did for the wrong reasons. He's playing some kind of angle. But what I want to know is why are you so concerned about it? What's going on, Eve?
Is my patient, TC. I have to take care of him whether I want to or not. I took an oath, remember?
You're right, sweetheart. I'm sorry. I'll let you do your job. I love you, baby.
I love you, too.
Coffee? I'll get us some coffee.
I feel better now just seeing your face.
I don't know what you think you are doing, Julian, but I want it to stop now.
Eve.
You almost destroyed my life one time, Julian, and I swear to God, I am not going to let you do it again.